This episode of commandN, The Science of Twitter, how to run a great Groupon deal, and the final book from John Hodgman's trilogy. Welcome to episode 248 of commandN. I'm Amber. Before we get to Twitter tips and we gab about Groupon, I wanted to mention that there are only a couple of days left to take advantage of one of the best deals we've ever had on commandN. You can get a $5 .ca domain name. All you have to do is use this special URL and enter the promo code commandN for an extra 10% off. You really can't go wrong with this deal. Also, if you're using Hover and you want to transfer a domain name, this is the easiest place to do it. They have fantastic customer service. Just last night, Chris, who shoots and edits the show, went online and transferred one of his domain names and saw how simple it was, and it's not a messy process like all of the other registrars. So definitely check out Hover, and thanks to them for all their support.
Why did she go so many places to essentially do the same thing? Communicate.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, a new social network comes online that tries to compete with Facebook. This fall is no exception. The latest online community that is making a buzz is called Unthink. It's billed as a place to go if you don't like the fact that some other social networks try to use your personal information for advertising purposes. So really, Unthink is a place for people to go to build better communities and to build a better planet. It is currently only available in private beta. I have requested an invite and hope to check it out soon so I can review it on the show.
It's mine. I own it.
And from one place, she can connect with the world at large, friends and family, businesses, and business connections.
Clutter and confusion, gone.
Let's face it, a lot of people in the social media world want more clicks, or at least they like to write songs about it.
Don't be so quick to walk away. It's me. I wanna rock your body. Please stay.
If you're looking for a better way to spread your links on Twitter, social media scientist Dan Zarella has come out with a report where he analyzed more than 200,000 tweets. And in it, he talks about the placement of your Twitter messages as far as links. The best place to place your link within a Twitter message is not at the beginning of the message or the end of the message, but in fact, it is about a quarter of the way into the message. So you learn something new every day in the show.
Justin? Mm-hmm. It is Justin, right? Sorry, I didn't recognize you with my new mustache.
I love The Daily Show, but I especially love John Hodgman on The Daily Show. If you're also a fan of his, and like me, follow him on Twitter, you know that he has a new book coming out called That Is All. Not only does he have a book coming out, he released a trailer for this book that many bloggers are saying is one of the best book trailers to ever hit the web. Now, it's not only John Hodgman who is playing a millionaire with some crazed ideas in this trailer. He has brought along a whole bunch of his celebrity friends.
Have a seat next to Dick Cavett.
Hey, Dick Cavett. I'm Justin. No.
Everybody, this is Justin Long.
Hi, Justin.
So, all my famous friends, thanks for hanging in there. I know you've been down here for a while. Unfortunately, I don't have any celebrity cameo work for you today. I just finished my new book, and I got to take it to the people. It's kind of a solo act, but hang in there, have some chips. I'll check in on you in a couple of days. Okay, thanks, guys.
Gold is diamond encrusted, and diamonds are covered in gold. He lost a lot of money betting on neutrino over bats.
Nowadays, most people are familiar with daily deals websites, and the granddaddy of these all is Groupon, which was one of the fastest growing companies ever. However, recently news dropped that Groupon's initial public offering, which was supposed to come in at over $20 billion, is probably going to be about half that amount. Now, that's still better than the $6 billion Google tried to buy them for last year, but it's certainly a cause for reflection.
In addition to some accounting and management problems that Groupon is having, one of the big barriers for them is really the ease of competition entering the same marketplace. So we're seeing a lot of really popular sites. For example, Living Social or Team Buy are very popular. In Toronto alone, there are over 60 competitors for group buying deal sites. Even here in Halifax, our local paper has their own section on the website. I found some great deals on yoga classes and local restaurants, so really picking up some good deals locally as well.
And that doesn't even address that there's a lot of aggregating sites like Yipit.com that collect daily deals from hundreds of different services out there. And while there's very little downside for consumers, there are certainly some implications for merchants participating in these deals. And the biggest complaint is probably the revenue split, which traditionally with Groupon has been a 50-50 split, although thankfully with all the competition in the area, that's been trending downward to the benefit of the business owners. So still, if your business is doing a $20 worth of goods for $10 on Groupon, well, 50% of that, you're keeping $5 around. So it's not really the best motivation to be looking for immediate profits through these services.
And keep in mind that there are other things you want to take into consideration. If you're in a jurisdiction where deal codes don't expire, you may end up keeping a list of them around for a really long time, whether you are the business or the consumer. So there's no pressure to redeem. You may just see kind of an ongoing process that never seems to come to an end. As well, when a deal first comes out, if it leads to a surge in demand, you may find that it's really hard to keep your supply up, and that can lead to a number of dissatisfied customers going on to places like Yelp and leaving some complaints that you really don't want to be out there.
That said, there are some really useful ways that merchants can use services like Groupon. So if you've got a new enterprise that you're starting up, or you've got a fantastic product that you're like, people just have to use this or consume this and they'll be repeat customers, then sure, look at the daily deal approach. This can be an effective loss leader, and it's a good alternative method to use your marketing dollars for instead of a more traditional spend.
And the emergence of effective mobile apps means it's getting a lot easier for merchants to keep track of who's bought the deal, how many they still have to redeem, and for consumers as well, there aren't all those paper printouts to keep track of. So there's a lot going on in this space. It's getting easier all the time. Let us know what you think in the episode comments or on Facebook, Twitter, or Google+.
You can personalize your deals so they always appeal. It really feels good because everything's a steal for real. It's awesome. I'm paying low cost, son. Redeeming Groupon from Taiwan to Boston. Groupon, gotta get my Groupon. Call up all my friends, ask them who want.
Every once in a while, an individual or a company makes a social media mistake. I like to call it, oh no you didn't. This time around, it's Chapstick, who has released a campaign on their Facebook page that featured a woman with her butt up in the air. A lot of people reacted negatively to this image, posting comments on the company's Facebook page. The company was very quick to react and remove all of those comments from the page, and then even more backlash ensued from the online community. Eventually, Chapstick apologized for what they had done and tried to make light of the situation, but it's a good lesson for people out there who are playing around on these different social networks. If you're a company and a brand, you sometimes have to leave those negative comments up and deal with them respectively.
I'm here with Andrew Burke, who is a web app developer and also has developed the Remembery Connected Diary app for iOS that's in the App Store now. And he's going to tell us a little bit about a new project he has called Starships Start Here. How did that all begin, Andrew?
Well, there's been a big promotion in the last few months in Halifax for Ship Start Here, for a giant federal shipbuilding procurement project. And there's been posters all over town, signs everywhere. I was even in Ottawa back in June, and there were signs all over Ottawa as well. So I was sitting around at lunch with friends of mine, and we were all riffing on different names we could do, spoofs of Ship Start Here. And one of them that really came to mind was Starship Start Here. And so I went home and registered a domain on Hover and set up a little quick site with a bunch of pictures and a slideshow on it, with just little Photoshop jobs of the Starship Enterprise flying over the Bedford Basin, AT-ST walkers on the Citadel Hill and things like that. So I got the site set up and set up Gmail and Twitter and Facebook accounts and things, and it started getting really popular, not just in the city, but across the country and even around the world. And I started getting contributions from everywhere, including as far as South Korea. And I'm going to keep going as long as there's still artwork that keeps getting submitted, and there's at least a month or two worth of stuff still there. And we're working on getting t-shirts and things set up too.
And he said Bill Gates would be a broader guy if he dropped acid.
I think it's safe to say that many of you have already bought the Steve Jobs biography. If you're a fan of the book, you will love this video that was created by a Taiwanese company called NMA.TV. They have created lots of YouTube creations, but none this original. There's dancing, lightsabers, and even a nuclear explosion.
Will Apple carry out Jobs' goal of waging thermonuclear war on Android? Afraid that Apple will flounder like Disney after Walt passed on, Jobs told his successor, Tim Cook, never to ask, what would Steve do? Instead, Cook should do what's right.
That's all for this episode of commandN. Please visit us online at commandN.tv. If you want to leave us a comment, if you want to let us know if you have a webPICK that you've created, we'd love to see any of your videos that you've put out there. You can also email info@commandN.tv. Don't forget to take advantage of that hover deal, and also a big thanks to Scott E. Vest for this very cool high-tech trench coat. See you soon.
And that doesn't even address that there's a lot of aggregator sites, alligator sites. Okay, there's not alligator sites. And that doesn't even address that there's a lot of aggregator sites. That still sounds weird. Aggregator?
Aggregator.
Aggregator.
It's an alligator.
Aggregator?
Aggregator.
Okay. Aggregation sites? How about that?
Sure.
Okay.